If you plan to make any characters with your 3D pen, you will need eyes. You can make super simple ones or get as fancy as you please with different colors, shapes and sizes. About 1-inch irises, and if it seems like overkill to make 25 of them, make less, but I find it helpful to have lots of spares, because it is a bit challenging to make pairs of eyes that are exactly the same. So if something goes astray, you have enough spare parts and you don't have to redo this step. All we need to do is add the pupil and cut it out. The beauty of this process is that the eyes will always be just the right size for your project. So plan beforehand. Now to put it all together. I make the pupils separately just because it's easier to make them all the same size and iron them to get the same thickness. And if some spread bigger than others, I punch off the extra to keep them all the same size. Alternatively, you can just make a super thin black plastic veneer sheet and punch out a whole lot of them. I will layer it up like a sandwich and fuse it in the oven to get the eyes glossy and keep them the same size. Now that it is all together, we can make it 3D with a heat gun and a jeweler's dapping block or some similar rounding tool. Round eyes fit round heads way better than flat eyes. Speaking of which, how are we going to attach it to our head? We will need to add a little mounting stem and attach it to the back of the eye. So if the rest of your critter is also made with 3D pen, you can just fuse the stems right to the inside of the head. You are making eyes for a critter that is made from something other than plastic, you can melt the stems flat as you would if you were attaching something with a rivet. Alternatively, you can also make the eye into a button and sew it on, if that makes more sense for your project. How's that for custom made? Works for noses too. are moments when the eyes are so small that it's way easier to just paint them on with acrylic paint. And if all this sounds like too much work, you can also just use stone or glass beads from a craft store. Here is a longer video on 6 ways to make eyes if you need more information about the methods and tools. So have fun and go and make some